So, what are some kids thinking these days? 7 elementary students in Prince George's County slit their wrists at school. Our Hillary Lane has been on this story. I talked with her about how and why this happened. So, Hillary, I want to make sure I understand this. These young people are actually hurting themselves. They're cutting themselves. How and why?
Well, the why we don't exactly know. There's a lot the school district won't tell us. They say that they need to respect students' privacy. But speaking to people, we've narrowed it down to a few things. Think of it kind of like the Tide Pod Challenge. Remember when kids were doing that? It started as a YouTube thing. Kids, we know it was terrible, we know it was toxic, would take the Tide Pods and eat them. And that's how this started. It's not easy to take a blade out of a pencil sharpener, but there are videos on YouTube online showing kids how to do this. So they see it online, and then what we think happened is that they made some kind of pact. It was some kind of game. You know, those kinds of things are really trendy now, and we think that is what happened.
Are these kids from the same neighborhood, the same block? Are we talking boys, girls?
That the school district won't tell us. I mean, we know that these kids were likely friends. This was likely something that was done together, some kind of pact. These kids were either playing some kind of game or watching something together, but we don't know the demographics exactly.
Anybody seriously hurt? I mean, you can cut an artery or something.
Right? If you hit the wrong place, you can completely bleed out. But luckily, no one was seriously hurt. The school district tells us that it was minor injuries, all treated by the school nurse. 911 wasn't even called. They said, you know what, the cuts aren't deep enough. This could all be treated by the school nurse.
Yeah, and the parents are upset about it.
Of course, not only are the kids' parents upset, I don't know if you want to call them victims, but the kids' parents, you have a lot of parents around the school who were not notified. So there were 7 kids involved. Those parents were notified. A crisis team came out to work with them. But then you have the whole other school community. They say they didn't find out until our reporting this morning, until we broke the story on WSA9.com. I spoke to parents who say, we wish we would have known. We wanted to talk to our kids about this. Maybe they were hearing rumors. They want to make sure they weren't going to start doing something like that. So a lot of anger and outcry I'm hearing because the school district chose not to notify everyone.
Yeah, good work.
Thank you.